But we also know that there have been infringements on free speech that actually affect not just the British, of course, what the British do in their own country is up to them, but also affect American technology companies and by extension American.
This is your daily dose of all things royal.
When it comes to America's free speech obsession, my standard statement will apply. You know, UK has free speech for a very long time, and we are proud of it that we will tell Trump what he wants to hear, and that the UK will protect it fiercely. Whatever I need to say to make us look good on the global stage, no one will know. Free speech is dead in the UK. I can call the social media companies and tell them to restrict whoever challenges Labour under the guise of child safety and problem solved. Just don't touch Truth Social. Don't worry, we'll be fine. Trump's in my pocket. Make sure the media spins the narrative of Labour's strong leadership under Starmer.
They are, but we've had free speech for a very, very long time here, so we're very proud about that.
Nothing about censoring free speech, but this country is the proud free speech in this country has been for a very long time. We're very, very proud of it. We will protect it forever. We've had free speech in this country for a very, very long time, and we protect it fiercely. We've had free speech for a very, very long time in the United Kingdom, and it will last for a very, very long time. Well, no, I mean, certainly we wouldn't want to reach across US citizens, and we don't, and that's absolutely right. But in relation to free speech in the UK, I'm very proud of our history there.
But I cannot imagine him censoring Truth Social. That's more of a very political, and you know, it's political, and you know, it's been a very big success.
That's not going to happen.
And I only say good things about him and his country, so if they censor me, you're making a mistake. If they censor me, you're making a mistake.
Hi.
Okay.
Will you visit London during the state visit?
I will. I'm not a fan of your mayor.
Why not?
I think he's done a terrible job. The mayor of London, but the nasty person. I think he's done. I think
he's a friend of mine, right?
No, I think he's done a terrible job. But I would certainly visit London. Yeah.
Would you have Parliament to be recalled? So MP Nigel Farage has asked for Parliament to be recalled when you're there.
Well, I like Nigel. I mean, Nigel, as you know, is a friend of mine. Nigel's done very well. He's a friend of mine.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Are you already planning for the upcoming state visit, and how's that going to work? Where would you stay, and anything about this?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's never been done before, twice. We had our original at Buckingham Palace, and now I guess we're going to Windsor.
Yeah.
And it's never been done, and I'm a big fan of King Charles. I've known him for quite a while. He's a great guy, great person. He looks really well to me. He looks great. So we look forward to coming over. It's going to be, it was one of the most beautiful evenings I've ever seen. I hate to say it, but nobody does it like you people in terms of the pomp and ceremony.
It's true. At the time. But look, I do want to be clear. This is an unprecedented and very special state visit. This has never been done before, and there'll be many elements of it that have never been seen before. So this is going to be a historic occasion, and we're all very much looking forward to it. And I was very, very pleased to be able to put forward the invitation when we were at the White House earlier this year. So but this is not just a state visit. They're always incredible occasions, and this is an unprecedented second state visit. So you can imagine just how special that's going to be.
The fact that it's never been done before, and that's because it's non-consecutive, and it's the only reason it could be, made it even more interesting, frankly. So it's going to be great. And being with Charles and Camilla and everybody, I've gotten to know because of 4 years and now 6 months. I've gotten to know a lot of the family members. They're great people. They're really great people. And in that sense, I think that the UK is very lucky. You could have people that weren't great people. I don't know if I'd say that, but you could have people that weren't. But
we're very lucky.
You could have people that weren't great people. I don't know if I'd say that, but you could have people that weren't. But
we're very lucky to have our royal family. They're absolutely fantastic.
How you make your relationship
Not differences, yeah, not differences. I happen to like both men. I like this man a lot, and I like Nigel. And, I don't know the politics over here. I don't know where they stand. I would say one is slightly liberal, not that liberal, slightly, and the other one is slightly conservative. But they're both good men.
Mr. President,
Well, no, I mean, we like each other, we respect each other, we get on, and we've both got a great love of our countries, of our families, and therefore there's a huge amount that we have already achieved actually together and will achieve as we go forward, leading our respective countries, and of course the relationship between our countries. Donald, we were talking about this morning, that whether it's defence, security, intelligence sharing, it's a close historic relationship. We have fought together in the past. We've always stood together. And I, for one, am very pleased that we've got such a good personal relationship between us. And I think it just shows that even if you come from different political perspectives, different backgrounds, actually there's a huge amount of common ground when it comes to what is in the best interests of our two great countries, and they are two great countries. And I think that because we focus on what's best for our countries, we get along very well, and I'm very pleased that that's the case.
I know that your attitude has become strong on immigration, strong on the toughness of immigration. But I think whoever's going to be, I think I won because we had a lousy president, to be honest with you. We had an incompetent president. But I won because I was very strong on immigration. Now, we had inflation. We had sort of a bad economy with this guy. We had a lot of problems. But I focused on immigration more than I did anything else. And I think I won because of immigration. I think I won because of the border. I had a bad border where millions of people were coming in to our country illegally. And as you know, in last month, 0 people came into our country illegally, 0. So we went from a bad, incompetently run border to the most competently run border that anybody's ever seen.
Prime Minister, the President makes it look easy dealing with illegal migration. You must be envious of his record in such a short period of time.
Well, I think we've been discussing illegal migration is a huge issue in both of our countries. In the United Kingdom, it is a real cause for concern, and that's why we must bear down on it in all its aspects, upstream, across Europe, where a lot of ours comes into through northern France, across the Channel, working with our allies, with our colleagues to break the gangs that are actually running this trade. But equally being very strong that when people have arrived in this country who've got no right to be here, then we should be removing them to their own country. And that's why I'm really pleased that we've been able to focus on this very intensely and get 35,000 people out of the United Kingdom who had no right to be here. Because the message has to be you can't make your way to the United Kingdom. We won't tolerate our rules being broken, and if you get here, you will be returned to where you came from. And it's really important that we bear down on that.
We're such an attractive place for people to come if they want a better life, because we are on the
People coming via the rules are always welcome. Of course, we've welcomed talent and people into this country for centuries, literally. But what the British people will not tolerate is those that break the rules, those that come through irregular routes, and that's the really important distinction here. And that's what we're bearing down on. And I'm really pleased that we're through pretty well all of the international engagement I've done, all the meetings I've had, the country we've done deals with. We've done deals with countries in the last 12 months that many people thought it was not possible to do deal with when it came to immigration, irregular immigration, and we return thousands of people who've got no right to be here. And that, I think, is, for the British people, we're a reasonable, tolerant country where people are coming lawfully to contribute to our communities, to our country. Then, of course, they're welcome and have made a great contribution. But what people will not tolerate is those that are breaking the rules. And that is an issue of today, but it's a very British thing. We are people who respect rules. We don't approve of those that break rules.
I can say, though, that I had one of the greatest victories, they say the most consequential in 129 years, so I don't know about that, but it was pretty close. And we won all of the swing states, which never happens. We won the popular vote by millions of votes. We won, tremendous electoral college sweep. And I believe I did it more than anything else because of my strong stand on immigration. And I don't think this country is any different in that sense. I think it's a big factor. And it is with a lot of the European countries. Some of the countries have lost their way, and they have tremendous crime because of it. I mean, you had countries with no crime that now have tremendous crime. And you know the countries, and I know the countries. And so I think it's a huge factor in any election, not just this election, but in any election. I think the one that's toughest and most competent on immigration is going to win the election. But then you add low taxes and you add the economy. He did a great thing with the economy because a lot of money is going to come in because of the deal that was made. But I think that immigration is now bigger than ever before.
Mr. President, the deal you've got with the UK is better than one with the European Union. Is that because you think Brexit was a good idea for this country?
No, look, we have a very special relationship with this country. Like, my mother was born here. And not only born here, loved it. She'd come back, I told you, religiously every year. And she'd go up to Stornoway and see her relatives. But she loved the country. Yeah, that probably it always has an impact. Always has an impact. But, so, you have a lot of feeling for this part of the world. I do. I want to see this part of the world do well. Germany, Scotland, UK. I want this part of the world to do well. All of the nations. You do feel a certain. You have a warm feeling toward a part when your parents are born essentially here, and I think maybe it's slightly different. Maybe it's not. I don't know, but maybe it's slightly different.
In Scotland,
wind is a disaster.
But in Scotland and across the UK, wind farms.
I know, it's a shame. It's not his fault. I used to tell Alex Salmon.
Have you spoken to the Prime Minister, and will you speak to the First?
Well, all I can do is give my look. Wind is the most expensive form of energy, and it destroys the beauty of your fields and your plains and your waterways and.
His Royal Highness, the Prince Charles, Duke of Rothesay, officially opened Scotland's biggest and the world's fourth largest offshore wind farm. Capable of powering 450,000 homes, Beatrice Offshore Wind Farm sits 13 kilometres off the Caithness coast in the North Sea. At a cost of £2.5 billion, Beatrice is the largest single private investment ever made in Scotland.
Because the wind is intermittent, it doesn't work, it's extremely expensive. All the windmills are made in China. They used to be Germany and China, now they're mostly in China. They all come out of China. They say that the blades, which are carbon fiber, you can't bury. Oh, okay, you can't bury. What are you going to do, dump them in the ocean someplace? Because they only last a certain period of time. And remember, a windmill has a life of 8 years, especially when they're out in the salty sea. And they start to rot and to rust. You have to replace them. It's very hard to replace them. Wind needs massive subsidy. And you are paying in Scotland and in UK and all over the place where they have massive subsidies to have these ugly monsters all over the place. So I've restricted windmills in the United States. Now, a couple we have, the poor stupid people at the beginning, they approve them. So they have their full approvals. But I've restricted windmills in the United States because they also kill all your birds. They wipe out. It's interesting. If you shoot a bald eagle in the United States, they put you in jail for 5 years. And yet windmills knock out hundreds of them. They don't do anything. You've explained that. So it's a very expensive energy. It's a very ugly energy. And we won't allow it in the United States.
I declare bankruptcy!
So we believe in a mix, and obviously oil and gas is going to be with us for a very long time. We've had free speech in this country for a very, very long time, but also wind, solar, increasingly nuclear, which is what we've been discussing this morning, civil nuclear as we go forward. The most important thing for the United Kingdom is that we have control of our energy, and we have energy independence and security.
Look out there, there's no windmills. But if you look in another direction, you see windmills. When we go to Aberdeen, you'll see some of the ugliest windmills you've ever seen. They're the height of a 50-story building. And you can take 1,000 times more energy out of a hole in the ground this big. This big. It's called oil and gas. And you have it there, the North Sea. This big, that nobody would even see. You can take 1,000 times more power.
Is he wrong?
So King Charles is an environmentalist, I will tell you. And I say that in a positive way, not a negative way. And every time I've met with him, he talked about the environment, how important it is. And I'm all for it. I think that's great, you know. But I've restricted windmills in the United States because they also kill all your birds. You know, they wipe out. You know, it's interesting. King Charles, more than anything else, loves the country. But I got to know him very well. He truly is an environmentalist. He wants clean air, clean water, you know, all of the things that we all want.
Because of your love of Scotland, is there a better trade deal to be done for Scottish businesses like whisky?
Well, I assume when we do our trade deal overall, a lot of it comes to Scotland, I hope. Maybe all of it should go to
It's
Scotland.
a very good deal for the whole United Kingdom, and we've already achieved great things under the deal, and we'll achieve even more as we work together.
A lot of it is going to Scotland. I mean, I do know that, but I mean, we're dealing with the UK, but a lot of it comes to Scotland. And you know, I was very particular. This is a part of the world I want to see thrive. It's going to thrive.
Mr. President.
We'll do that. We're going up to your oil capital in a little while. We're going up to Aberdeen. That's called the oil capital of Europe. And it's a great asset that you have up there someday. If they ever change their thinking on that, you have a great and valuable asset. There's a lot of valuable resources underground there. But that's a decision for you to make. But it's a very amazing place, and it is considered the oil capital of Europe. So, but a lot of it comes to Scotland, and you know, I was very particular. This is a part of the world I want to see thrive. It's going to thrive.
Mr. President.
Okay, right. Not exactly how I saw things going. Can you believe Trump said he liked Nigel Farage? We need to swiftly twist this narrative to stating Trump favors me over Farage. You got that? Make sure those headlines dominate, showing the US-UK relationship is the best it has ever been under my leadership. I will order Ofcom to reach out to all the online platforms and begin threatening fines if they do not remove posts and commentary that highlight my failure in managing the migration crisis. Talk about my friend Mayor Khan, or show any video of Trump criticizing our very broken borders and damaging energy policies. We will need to monitor and lock people up for sharing any harmful content that hurts my re-election under the guise of child safety. Other than that, I thought the meeting went very well.
You're such a fraud.